Well then, people, good evening and welcome back to another episode of the White Rose Rivals. I think we all did, I think it's a good show, actually. The only one I'm not sure on is, Wednesday let us down. Everyone got points. Everyone got points except Wednesday.
Saturday we got a point, but not midweek. Not midweek.
Yeah. The only person let us down is Ali in here, so don't mind points.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, he should be applauded, not let down.
Get him to It is right. Look, Tom's even decided to grace us with his present.
You put that bottom, Joe, just because to make him feel like he's in league table or what? Yeah, man.
Right, turn it upside down. Mate.
Oh, mate.
Hey. Oh, guess what? I've got something to tell you as well, actually. Remember last week I was telling you about the car thing outside?
Yeah.
Got a knock at door on, was it Monday or something? Someone had hit mine. That's karma, that, isn't it?
It
karma,
is.
that.
I thought you were going to say your neighbours.
No. So watch the show. No, yeah. Someone hit mine. So I was like, what are the odds of that? You know what I mean? Afterwards.
That is, well, I'm presuming you hit someone's car, and because obviously I want to hear it.
Yeah.
That's karma doing it.
About 3 different ones, I think the story was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've done a speed awareness course today.
Exactly. I need some. Hey, God, right. So, should we get stuck into it then? Matt, you weren't here last week, actually. So, let's. Is everything all right? You were all good? Were you on holiday? Did you go anywhere?
I had another show to do. I had a preview to show for Blackpool, which didn't go ahead the whole time.
I know. Get Blackpool. What the hell?
Yeah, Joe. Just want to say something about Christmas jumpers. You know that Roy Keane one? That Roy Keane one, he's doing his job. That was a good jumper 2 years ago. I think it looks shit now. I've seen people wearing them because they're all... Roy Keane.
I've not seen it. What's this?
He says something about Santa
delivering his presents. He's only doing his job. Something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it came out 2 years ago and it was funny then because they were unique, but now everyone's got them on and it don't cut the mustard. I know Roy Keane's not liked in Leeds probably, but I just want to say Roy Keane jumpers, no.
Oh, I've got it in front of me now, yeah. Praising Santa for delivering presents, that's his job, yeah.
Yeah, but 2 years ago it was fun, but now it's just move on, man.
What's yours got on? A couple of reindeers, keeping it on brand.
I had one over here that lit up, but then some buttons got knackered, so you couldn't really have half a tree, could you? Lit up and that. I'd look like someone proper peasant. So no, I had to bin it reluctantly. And George, fantastic
special
jumper. So yeah. I just got, no one else has got even a jumper with any colour on them. It looks like a funeral.
I think I've got
Scars all season. I see that. Scars all season. So.
Mine's more functional. I ain't got heating on, so I'm warm.
Yeah. I love that. Matt, what's behind Matt actually? What's all that behind you, Matt?
Christmas tinsel, advent calendars, not mine.
Nice.
It's not 3
points,
a
bit of Christmas cheer to the studio. I like it, mate.
With one little piece of tinsel, one tiny strand. That's as much effort as we get.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I haven't got anything Christmassy actually to that point. Yeah. Cossie, I'm surprised you haven't got a tree in background and that full-on decoration star on the tree.
Oh, mate, I did that speed awareness course today, so I had to sit. He's got this. The guy would have right. Oh, mate, he loved it. Like a retired driving instructor, and this woman just disappeared. I think she must have gone to the toilet. Marjorie or whatever her name was. Where are you? And he wouldn't start. And he said if she went off again, she'd have to go be reported to police because she'd be classed as not taking the course. So she'd come back in a dressing gown, mate. It was
She came back in a dressing gown, really?
Yeah, in a dressing gown. She was from Bradford, this person. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, you were, mate, speed awareness courses. Joe, you'd never do one of them, mate. You just get... But I'm a bit
I've never known,
no points, mate. So yeah, you know what I mean. I'm struggling.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was listening to Under Kosh last week and they were talking about it and they had some mad experiences as well. And I was thinking, wow, they must be a bit ropey them courses. Then got ones people turning up in dressing gowns and that. So,
mate, it's just society and that as well. But you know what, Joe? It's work because I went to Morrison's just before the show and we're doing 27, mate. You won't catch me doing 38 again in a 30.
Is that what it was? 38 in a 30? Oh, I don't believe it. It was 90 in a 30, really, wasn't it?
No, that went into your card, Joe, last other day. Yeah, we're talking about football. Everyone else switched off now up there.
No, they don't. That's what they come for. This is what they come for. Come on then, Matt. Let's start with you, mate. Down in League One, we just spoke a little briefly off air there. 20th, man. We spoke about playoffs at start of season. You know, just outside the relegation zone, but you did get a win against Lincoln. And then what? You've got Northampton up next. Relegation 6-pointer, even maybe, Matt. You know what I mean?
No, I can't believe we're using the R word again this year. It's ridiculous. We were good against Lincoln, but prior to Lincoln, we played like once in November in league. It was stupid because FA Cup and international breaks. So we came back against Lincoln last week and we're pretty good. It weren't sexy. It's Steve Evans. It's never going to be pretty, but we were better than them. They weren't very good. 3 points on the board. The game against Blackpool obviously got postponed at the weekend because of Storm, which were a shame. I were hoping to kind of build something. You get a bit of momentum, which Evans is quite good at doing. Storm ruined that. We League One's crazy. I think we could be 13th if we win on Saturday, but then we could also, if we lose, we'll be in relegation zone probably. So it is thankfully is really, really close. And I saw signs against Lincoln last week that we scored 2 goals from set pieces and we scored another one choosing the cup at set pieces. Kind of the classic Evans thing is coming back now finally. It's taken 17 games, but we're difficult. We were difficult to play against. We were physical. We've scored access from set pieces. It looks like he's finally got what he wants to do. Having said that was one game. It's literally one game, so I might be getting a little bit too excited. But they've Northampton just beaten Peterborough in the week, which is their big derby. So they'll be coming into this game on a bit of a high. I did their preview last night. Our fan base is on a knife edge. If we lose on Saturday, they'll go back to being really negative and they'll be boos and everything else. But I think if we win and get back-to-back league wins and move up, towards mid-table, I think we can maybe have a bit of positivity towards Christmas. So it's a really, really big game Saturday. Not just league table as well, but because of the atmosphere around the club as well. But we won in the cup. We're through to the last 16 of the Virtue Trophy, which I don't think any of you guys can say so.
Virtue, is that the latest sponsor?
They changed the name halfway through the season because it's the EFL. It was Bristol Street Motors in the group stage, and now the knockout stands the Virtue Trophy. I'm not even sure what they do, to be honest.
So you might be the first ever winners of the Virtue Trophy, mightn't you?
I was actually know we was in League One. We got knocked out of it straight away, I think. But
what it is?
Sorry, Matt. I think they have just took over Bristol. I think they're a car sales thing. I think they've just bought them out or something like that. So that's probably why it's changed. But yeah, Virtue.
Virtue.
From there. Always be the Pizza Cup, won't it? I think.
Yeah,
I always remember LD. Is it not the LDV vans as well? No,
it's the same auto windscreens for Matt, wasn't it?
We won the auto windscreen shield. Yeah. Shield is what you want. That's what you need.
Mad.
Instant paint trophy as well.
Yeah, JPT.
JPT were classic.
JPT, that's probably the best one, isn't it? JPT.
That's when Leeds were in it. That's how long ago that were. We played through it and beat you.
Mate, mad. Are you confident for the weekend then, or what?
Yeah, I mean, the Lincoln game and the cup game, we only Tranmere on Tuesday in the cup, and they were really, really rubbish. But yeah, there's organisation about us. We look really solid defensively. Sean Raggett's come back in, who's been in and out of the team because of injury, but he's a proper League One defender. He's an organiser. He's a threat in the opposition box as well. Zach Jules, another centre half who's coming from Exeter, looked brilliant. So defensively, we're kind of set now. Reece James and Joe Rafferty as right and left back. So that's kind of set, which is the base. When Steve Evans is a good team, the back four's solid as a rock, and that back four is properly solid. We've got issues with the goalkeeping situation at the minute where they're both rubbish, which is not ideal. But there's forward steps, and that's what we've been on here for a while saying. I just want forward steps and something to cling on to as a fan, and we finally kind of got something to talk about that could be positive finally. That can all change in an instant, can't it? If we go 1-0 down inside 10 minutes Saturday, we'll be saying something different next week. But right now, it feels like we might be on the right path finally.
What do you make to it, Cossie, in League One? Rotherham down there playing Northampton.
I expected them. To be fair, some of the guys on our podcast weren't feeling the Rotherham love, but I thought they'd be doing better, mate. At least mid-table. But like you said, Matt, it doesn't take much to get going in this division as well. And
there's always a team that comes from nowhere. Like, I'm not saying it could be Rotherham, but it's that sort of division in it. It's like,
honestly, we're fourth, but I can't. To be fair, Mansfield. Conditions last week were unbelievable, weren't they? Yeah, never mind the game. What about this? Talk about. So Mansfield away, pubs were like, you weren't welcome anyway. About as welcome as COVID in Mansfield as a away fan. Anyway, went to one pub and I heard this guy shouting help in the toilet. You're like in the cubicle thinking, Jesus, what's going on there? You know, it's like in gents' toilets these days. And he'd had a pool, but there were no toilet roll. Landlord, excuse me, mate, I haven't got any bog roll. So he threw it on like a rugby ball. They're like, so threw it to me and just threw it over top. And they were like, you're a legend, mate. Come out of there like God, what a legend, man. You've got to help out people that you're in need at Christmas time. But yeah.
So if you were August, you'd have just let him say his own shit. Because it was Christmas.
We've all dropped the bomb and not checked. I've done it once. It's like,
you're
creeping around to other cute toilet. You're creeping around to other toilet.
Wobbling around with
walking along with shit up. Number 8, but yeah, you know what? Nigel Clough, he makes you feel old, doesn't it? Like, he's their manager. We're moving on to game now, but like...
That's an interesting segue, that was, mate.
He's their manager at Mansfield, and they play some right good football, but he would have clapped good football. I bet some of the young ones would be Googling, Nigel Clough, who the hell's he? But yeah, he was good in that back in his day, but they were a team I thought they were a good team to win, but you know, sometimes when it's just your day, they hit the post, Tom Lees had it on the bar in the last minute when there were no one near him, but just one of them where, you know, like we're starting to win a few games, you do get a bit of luck, don't you? But the conditions were poor. A lot of fans walking out going, ooh, quality of the game. But hang on a minute, mate. It's League One. It's pissing it down. There's a gale blowing. 2 bang teams that are not exactly going to rip the world up. So just be grateful for a win. But I think the problem you've got with Huddersfield fans is like, nothing's going to... It's League One. Ash, you know it as well as I do. You just get your business done, don't you? And then we'll see where we are. That could be like a big win, that. But people want to win 3 or 4-0, and it just doesn't happen. Well, I don't know if you found it, Ashon and Matt. Obviously, you don't win many, so you might be able to comment. But like, it's a bit cruel like that. But there seems to be like about 15 teams in the league that you can just win without playing well at all. They don't come with any ambition. They're not, and you just walk away thinking, God, we was pretty average there, but we managed to kind of win by a goal or 2-1, which hopefully counts towards like a promotion year. But it's. He just felt a good win there because they had a good in Mansfield, and that was really good. But I've just done kind of a podcast with Lincoln guys and that as well, and they're on a bad run, and they were saying they'll let us have the ball, which worries me because we're not like that kind of team. But it's like, we're up to 4th. But what I would say is like it's not. There's not the game when I thought, wow, this is. But yeah, I think. I'm starting to think maybe there's a chance of top 2 now, and I never thought that a bit ago.
Yeah. I was going to say, Cossie, you're only 5 points off, and you've got a game in hand on Wrexham.
Yeah, it feels like to me again. I could be totally wrong. You could be playing this back when we're 14th in April and Duff's been sacked. But the Birmingham, surely they're going to get that top spot. I just think it might be between us and Wrexham for that second spot. And I think
Wickham though. So what's the story with Wickham?
Will their manager go though, Joe?
Yeah, they'll fall. I think they are.
He's going to win Magic Move tomorrow. I hope he does because Duff, he wins it. You know what happens when you win that.
Yeah,
but they play some good football. But I just think them owners at Wrexham they'll be buzzing, mate. All that bollocks I had in it's consolidation year. They don't do consolidation in Hollywood, mate. It's all about the next movie, innit? The next big show, and so they're going to chuck everything at it. And as you know, in League One, with what Birmingham spent, there's no real penalties, so that's the only concern. But it's like there's starting to think maybe there's a chance of second, but still. Yeah, these next few games are going to be interesting, but it's. I enjoyed it on Saturday. We're like that Mansfield end. It's an old school away end. £5.10 for a cheeseburger, which were a bit brutal, but that's the going rate now, isn't it? And but Burger Van were blowing about it. Onions were blowing to one side. I thought that I'm not even going to get any onions. Honestly, it was filthy on it last week. Don't know what but just unbelievable. But I just seen some of them kind of moving on. Some of them away followings. Some of them away followings. What 88 fans? I mean, to be fair, Cardiff v
Preston. Yeah,
but
that is a trip, though, isn't it? That.
Yeah, they didn't bring so many to you, but at 12:30, we were on about this last week, but I've noticed some of the followings are suffering out there a little bit now and that as well. But we know Leeds bring 100,000 away everywhere they go, so don't need to pipe up, Joe. We know you're all right, but some of others is kind of struggling. But yeah, no, it was good. Looking forward to Saturday. Christmas is good, isn't it? I like it when there's all these games and stuff. We've got a good one against Stockport on Boxing Day where they're right up there at the but they've got that Louis Barry, a bit of a gem. It's my mate of a mate who I know.
Yeah.
And that's
Looking to recall them, aren't they, Villa? Looking to recall them.
So
there's a lot of clubs interested in him. Yeah.
Gone on one, Joe, but it's like, League One, you don't have to be good to do well in this division, mate. But it's interesting times. But if we could just keep a few players fit, Jonathan Hogg's out for a month.
Will you add in January? Because have you got any?
Yeah, they're going to try and sign that Joe Taylor from Luton. Who basically were on loan at Lincoln last year and did really well. But will he be the answer? It's really weird. We've got like 6 strikers. Like Ladapo's been a disaster. We were like playing with 9 men on last Saturday when he come on. He couldn't hold ball up and out, man. He was rubbish. And it's like, so we've got like 6 strikers, but none of them are any good. So I think we'll get a left-sided player in Ash, and I think a striker. But Michael Duff, I was going on about it last week, but he's just good, mate. He reminds me of Ryan Boss at work. He watches this and all of that as well. It takes a lot to impress him, you know what I mean? And it's just like sometimes.
Is he a Leeds fan?
Massive Leeds fan, mate. He went there on Wednesday, season card and everything, mate, and that as well. And we were buzzing on the Wednesday night, obviously when you'd done the business. But for both of us, it should be both exciting seasons. It's really weird. We've got like obviously Joe, you're second now. I'll tell you, won't it? But we were up there. Ash, yours is that was a massive, kind of last month for you. You're kind of up there, and you two guys. It's really weird, isn't it? Last year it wasn't dull, was it? We were some were going up, going down, and this year
it was pretty dull for us.
Good couple of years, man.
Yeah, it has been. It's good now. We've got a 3-point gap on Burnley now, so like for me, I'm not asked. I'm not even asked. I know. It's nice to be able to say these things, but I'm not even asked about the league. Like, I just want to go up. Like, that's all I'm bothered about. So, Sheffield United.
Oh, look at me.
I know, that's
so depressing, like that, isn't it? It's so depressing. We're in second. You're like, I'm not even asked. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, like, genuinely, like
top places or something.
Yeah.
God, I bet all your other shows on YouTube are right good, aren't you? Just sitting there going, yeah, go on, lads, yeah, it's all right. We're gonna be not bothered anymore.
No,
I swear before he was like annoyed that you were more annoyed that you were second. Like we should be like stuff like that.
Honestly, mate, it is what it is. If Sheffield United run away, I don't think they will. Like, to be honest, I think we'll be top at end of this month because we've got Stoke, Preston, Derby, and Oxford, and they've got to play Burnley. They've got another tough game. I mean, they won away at Millwall last night, which I thought they might drop points on. Can I get your thoughts on the Neil Harris stuff, actually, lads? Because that was a bit mad, wasn't it?
I've not read into it, but sack it. Why did they sack him? Like, what was?
Have they sacked him, or is it a mutual
thing?
Innit? With him saying after Saturday's game, it's more of a. I take it as more of a mutual thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's to do with like funds or something like that. Like,
but he called them football thickos as well, didn't he? Which you can't really do.
No.
But no, Millwall.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong, but you can't do that.
Yeah, he's their legend though, man. Honestly, he is like the worst. Oh, he scored against us, man, in the League One, I think, playoffs, and fucking he's always beat.
Is it Morrison? I've forgotten his first name, not Morrison.
Not Steve Morrison, bloody Neil Harris, but Steve Morrison as well. He's another one, man. Played for us, didn't he, man? We swapped Luciano Becchio for Steve Morrison, thanks to fucking Neil Warnock. Wanker. I don't know what, and then. Yeah. Literally. Anyway, we just used to call him the shift. You know, he just used to run about. That was all he had to his game, man. Just run about. Can't stand him, me. Yeah, he came to Ellen Road once. I think they went 2-0 up, and he's going like this to us, man. I thought you mother. Can't stand him. But anyway, that's Millwall. Fuck them. Get relegated for me.
Joe, your own forms. Oh God. Your
8 wins.
Unbelievable, mate, innit? It's
8 wins on the spin, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Derby, I said to you last week, Paul Warner waved white flag, and my boss who watched.
Yeah, but then they went and got points against Burnley.
Yeah,
Burnley are shite as well, you know.
And last week they were a much better team for 70 minutes against us. I know we came out last minute winner, but they were a better team than we were.
Bannon screamed in that game. Was it
Bannon?
Yeah,
for equaliser. Yeah. But they were better. But yeah, and his Warren's interview after he was proper gutted. But like I say, they got a good point against Burnley, didn't they?
Yeah, very good. But Burnley are shite. They're poor at home. I think they're more set up to like sit in and just catch on the counter away from home. But that's Parker ball, isn't it, man? I don't rate him at all. I think he should be getting much more out of that team. I think they've got a good side. But yeah, I couldn't believe it when they drew with Derby. After what we watched on the Saturday, I was like, what? Because they were bad, man, so bad. It's like Leeds were playing at walking pace at times against them. They were rubbish.
I can't know much. I can't that championship because like Sunderland have won 1 in 8 and they're still like only 4 points behind you. So you're thinking what's going on? But I just watched maybe just again League One. Maybe it's just so poor. But that Burnley game last Friday night against
Middlesbrough,
I thought it was fantastic. I thought wow, this compared to like what I see every week, it's like. It looks like it's so much more better, but you guys have said it's worst championship. Honestly,
it's the standard this year. The standard this year is, I know we're bottom, but that's what makes it even worse because the standard this year is shocking.
It's not great, is it, Tom? It's not great.
I mean, we played Watford last night, and I don't know how they're 8th. Like,
I don't think it's a patch on last year, to be honest. Even if you look back at last year.
Why is it, Joe? You'll be able to comment more. The team just come to Leeds and not want to play. Is it just like?
Middlesbrough are the genuine, and maybe the second half against Watford. Middlesbrough are the best team we've played at Ellen Road this season by a country mile. I mean, fucking even Sheffield, even Wilder came, and he played with like 6 at the back and just ripped up what even he came and like he dropped Raksaki, he dropped Gilchrist, put Shackleton in, and just went really defensive, which I didn't understand. So even he did that, and they got beat.
So when they equalised on Wednesday, Joe, Tuesday, did they try and go on and win it, or were they like?
Yeah, in the second half, mate, for like 20 minutes, they came out and had a go up. But I just think we're pretty solid defensively, like in terms of giving up chances. They said they should have had a pen in the first half in real time, not for me. But yeah, they had to go for 20 minutes, mate. But then Dan James, I mean, what a finish. What a finish. And Sam Byron rolling back the years, winning it in middle at Park with a slide tackle. It was an unreal finish.
Joe, if anything?
A 10. I think we need a 10 just because Brendan Aronson, he's not. It's always his final pass or his, So say for example, I mean, he's got 2 assists this time. Last year, Rutter had 11 at the same time. So there's a massive miss there. But he has scored more goals than Rutter because Rutter couldn't finish his dinner. But yeah, we need a 10, mate, because he's our only 10. We've got 4 wingers. We've got Ampadu who's back already. He came off the bench against Middlesbrough. I think that's it. I mean, Junior Firpo's out for 4 to 6 weeks, but then Voba came in and played really well. I mean, look, we should be doing as well as we are because you've got Voba there who's come in, who's played at the Euros for Austria. Got to a quarter-final. He played in the Bundesliga last season at centre-back.
He's the best squad in the league.
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't always work out like that, does it? But,
yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah. But I do think so. And yeah, the manager's obviously been there, seen it, done it. And do you know what the difference is as well, to be fair? He's got a squad that's deeper and a squad that he's assembled, I think. As good as we were last season, we did rely a lot on Somerville. We did rely a lot on Rutter, whereas now we're seeing him going into games and he's changing the lineup depending on the opposition. Like against Middlesbrough, he brought in James and Joseph because he knew they'd leave space in behind for them to run into. On the Saturday, he's changing it based on opposition we're facing now, which shows that because we went away to Stoke last season and he changed it. He made like 6 changes and we got beat. And then players that started that game barely played again. You got like Jadon Anthony, who's now at Burnley, he barely played again. And I think he felt, look, I gave you an opportunity, you let me down. This time he's much, using the squad more. And the last 10 games, we went to shit last season. So you would hope this rotation stops that.
It's like Sunderland with Jack Clark, like they've got better like selling him as much as a player. It's like you relied on him so much, like.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we've actually got like other outlets as well.
Yeah.
Ash, you said last week Wednesday and Preston won all, and you were bang on, mate, weren't you? And when I've seen score, I thought he's going to get,
I
please,
was, and
yeah.
We do our podcast. We do a predictor league, and there was a couple of them went for losses, a couple went for wins, and I went 1-1 and got it spot on, and it was.
You got slagged off, weren't you?
Yeah, you do. You got to put Wednesday to win every week, but it was just a bit, of fun.
Okay,
yeah, it was awful. It was awful. Preston.
Tell me about them, because we've got them on Saturday, mate.
Yeah, I think our home form has been awful. We've won 1 in 7 at home. But bearing in mind, we have played, I think we've played 5 of the top 6 currently at home. So, yeah, you can understand why we've probably not won as many as we should have. I think West Brom 3-2, I think, was the last one we won. It's not too good at home. Our home form, the way we play, the way we set up, it's been a bit pedestrian. It's been slow. It's been a bit boring. The goal that we conceded was shite defending. It's harsh because you turn around, and I know I've just said we've only won 1 in our last 7. We were 9th on Saturday. Do you know what I mean? And you look at the table and you think, yes, it might not be pretty. The way we're playing, it's not the best, but we've got the points away from home.
Yeah.
We've won as last.
It's mad, Ash, because we didn't win away for 2 months before Swansea, and we're second. So it's like saying, if we sorted out that away form, where would we be? And it's like if you sorted out your own form, you might be close to top 6. You know?
Yeah, we played. Who was in our QPR at home, and they scored in the last minute to equalise. The one we know, the goal ruckus, and they went in.
Hell.
We played away at Luton and we lost 2-1 where we should have won that easily. We had 2 or 3 chances. We had a red card, penalty, and then Swansea we drew 1-1 at home, and we shouldn't have drawn that. It was ridiculous. So we've dropped what's that? 7 points. We should be 7 points better off where we are, and for me that would have been a fantastic return. And I know Hal's not on here, but he did have a go at me the other week about me being happy with being mid-table. But for me, I am personally, I know, like I said, a lot of Wednesday fans do think we should be higher up and we should be doing better with our manager and with some of the players we've got. But yeah, I'm happy at the minute. Yes, the football's not the best. It's not exciting. We're not free scoring by any means. And we are a bit shite at the back. But to say where we are at the minute, I think we're 12th now. Going into Christmas, we've got favourable coming up. We've got Derby and Preston again. We're playing them again so soon. We've got Stoke. We've got Oxford on Saturday. And Boxing Day, we've got Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough is probably the one that's going to be the hard one away, even though we have been better away from home. It's going to be a tough one, but there is winnable games coming up now.
Ash, I've seen a couple of articles saying that he's going to be demanding of the owner in January's role, as if to say, "Look, where's your ambition?" It's almost kind of like an ultimatum. If you're not going to show what you've got for me, then maybe I could be looking elsewhere and stuff. It's come from a couple of reports, so part of me thinks it's more than a bit of normal bullshit. Maybe some people who kind of maybe know. So that sounded pretty interesting to me, just hearing that.
Yeah, there was his post-match from Tuesday night, I think it's come from. I think he made some comments about January, and it's not up to him. And there's I assume he's got some targets that he needs. We are desperate for probably another centre-back. We have got 3 or 4 wingers, but they're just not performing. We could do with more creativity in the middle as well. For all that we laud Barry Bannon, he is 35. He still runs around like he's 21. But I think he's only got 3 goals, assists, goal contributions this season, which for who is supposed to be your most creative, influential player is probably not good enough at the minute. But he does do other stuff, stats-wise and things. So, but yeah, I do feel a bit worried that January might be a bit of a turning point in probably Danny Roll's relationship with the club. Oh, he's gone.
Oh.
The boss is gone. We'll talk about him now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's go, Ryan. Come on.
But I think that the local journos have picked up on that, Cozzy, and they've made reference to it.
Yeah.
So it has been picked up on social media with people commenting. And you know what it's like with our owner. You never know, dear, and that's the worst thing. You never know. It's coming around to season ticket, early bird seat, so he's going to be wanting to pay his bills. We spent $2.5 million on EK Ugboat summer. It's not quite worked. He hasn't hit that form that in January from the second half of last season. And I don't honestly know what sort of money we've got. Even loans cost you a fair bit of money now, don't they? So it's not like you can get in loans that are on cheap. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's always interesting. I mean, the 3 that we bought in last season ultimately saved our season. Beadle, Pervader, and Ugbo. 2 of them we've got back in. I know Pervader's at Sunderland, sat in the physio room. Into I don't think he's played much.
No.
So we'll see. January, it's going to be interesting, but hopefully the manager does get who he wants or some of the targets, because he is, and we've said it, he is one of the best manager prospects we've had for a long time.
Do you worry about him? Like potentially,
only on the side of the owner. I think, obviously, yeah, it's easy. We go back to it. Last season, what he did, he saved us nearly the impossible. Saved us, so he's got a lot of brownie points. Got a lot of things in the bank, but it is his relationship with the owner, and we as fans know how volatile he can be. I mean, come on, if any owner had got a manager who's so well liked and respected by the fans in such a quick time, and he is liked and he is looking, he does look like he's going to go on bigger and better things than Sheffield Wednesday. I'm sure of it. As an owner, you're going to want to try and keep that manager. He signed him again in summer, and he's on a long term. I think 2026 or 7. I think his contract was. So he has tied him down. So it's going to cost a bit of money for somebody if they want to tempt him, which is probably the only good thing. But we'll see. Yeah, it's the owner. I think the owner's going to have a lot of. It's going to be busy in January for probably other reasons.
Yeah.
So I just seen the comments, Joe.
Yeah.
And Dr. Cox 222. I mean, he's trying to get rid of all your players on all comments. He asked Matt if he wanted Gellard and Bamford. He's asked me now. Is he in commission of getting rid of all your shit?
Yeah, Doctor, I've got something to ask you. Who's this Weston McKinney guy that's scoring this absolute world for you, mate?
I hate that guy, you know.
I
honestly
didn't look that fat to me last night, Joe. That finish. Ooh.
No.
That photo on the train is amazing, isn't it? That you got relegated, and about 2 hours later, he was on the train or something.
He was all over fucking Astrid Wett's fucking thing as well. Wasn't he liking all the things? As soon as he left, she put it on Twitter, man, saying no wonder.
Joe Kwanzaa, isn't it?
Yeah, same like that, mate. Just liking all the stuff, and that was the Weston McKennie, man. So clearly, he's just I don't know, mate. Honestly, all he had at Leeds United was a long throw. That's all he had.
Joe,
he said he had a sunroof, but he never opened it because the sun was never out.
Tried that.
What do you think of that Pep thing in that video? I mean, this day and age with camera phones, you're always going to get people like that. But you could say Guardiola lost it, but it just seemed a bit naughty. But he looked at without control. Did Pep? Didn't look like he was absolutely steaming if that guy had held him back. But he just looks. If he's not winning, he's not happy, is he? Pep?
No.
That's all.
I mean, he's never experienced this, has he? What is it? 1 win in 10.
It's at the end where all the scratches, like.
That was
Mate,
you see where someone had put 115? Where someone had put 115 as though he'd scratched 115 and he did.
Mourinho didn't waste any time, did he, to get steaming into an all, did he?
It's got up to 130 charges now. Today.
Mourinho
130 charges. Yeah, it's gone to 130 charges now.
Wow.
Mourinho working for Abramovich and Chelsea, like as if he'd done it on cheap. Like, shut up, mate.
It's so true, isn't it?
Oh,
Tom, let's come to you because obviously you
Yeah.
are bottom of the table. You've got a new manager. Will you be expecting to do business in January to support the new gaffer and stuff? I know he's done it on a shoestring at Reading, hasn't he, before?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
what
what I'll say about the appointment first is that I'm pleased. Like, I think when you're at the bottom of the league, like, it was always going to be hard to attract like someone that's been there and done it in the Championship and had that experience. But I think, like, for once, I'm happy with the appointment because I think for the other three managers Adrian's appointed, you brought in Shota Arveladze, who's had no credit abroad. Like, obviously, Rossignol, no experience in management as much as people rate him. You only have to look at how he's doing at Strasbourg now, 2 points above the bottom two with like an 80 million squad or something ridiculous. You know what I mean? So he's not doing well there. And then obviously Ruben Seller's done really ridiculous things with Reading. And I think, you know, he's somehow managed to get him 6th place with a squad that's cost nothing and with no backing or anything like that. So first and foremost, obviously I'm happy with the appointment. And yeah, like I was going to a game last night for the first time in months, actually excited to go, thinking it's a new era and stuff like that. And that's how it turned out, to be fair. Like, the players looked up for it. He's only had 2 days to work with the players, but just so many differences already. Like, obviously more attacking style of football, like actually going forward and not just passing around the back. You know, was promised this heart attacking football with Walter, and whatever style it was, I couldn't even tell you what style it was, and I watched 18 games of it. But I mean, Ruben Seller's, you could see the intent straight away. Casey Palmer was class. Was brilliant, and yeah, the only criticism really is just we didn't manage to see out the game. You watch it back with like their player run 50 yards, cross it in the score, like, and that's it. But yeah, I was really pleased with the performance considering he's only had a couple of days to work, and I think we're only going to improve. It's just our biggest problem is just putting the ball away. Like, I think in the Championship, like 11th or something for XG, 7th for like touches in the box, but we're bottom obviously don't count for anything if you can't put it in the net. So that is where we need to strengthen in January, like get a proper striker in, because Chris Beattie scored last night, but he's awful. And then you got João Pedro, that's not a proper striker, and Mason Bairstow as well, which, as much as obviously Sunderland fans are criticising, I think he scored against Borough, and I think he's coming to his own a little bit past few weeks. So hopefully, obviously Sellers good at working with young players. Hopefully, you can get the best out of him. But yeah, I think obviously gone from being down in the dumps with Walter, and now there's a bit more promise. I think if we do sign a striker, maybe a couple players in Jan, I think we'll be fine. Like, I'm not worried as much as we're bottom. I'm not worried about relegation. I think there's at least 3 worse teams than us this season. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you. Does anyone think Hull will get relegated on the panel? I don't think they will now. They've made that change.
No,
Do you?
Be very surprised. Sellers is a really good appointment. Really good appointment. That.
Yeah. Please, I think it's like I said, it's the first one where I think Adrian had to get it right. I think previous 3, I mean, as much as people outside of the club rated Rossignol highly as a young coach manager, you know, you only have to look at the squad we had last season. Like,
it was very good, wasn't it? Yeah.
Like, look at the lap now. Obviously, I know Philogene not doing well at Villa, but you have to look at all the obviously Seri, ridiculous team. Jacob Greaves, who's flying at Ipswich. Like, you know, it's mad that we didn't get the playoffs, but yeah. Hopefully now we can just obviously push on now. Pretty tough game at the weekend, Coventry away. Like, there's no reason to go there, but I think it was gutting to concede that goal because obviously we scored in like 80th minute, I think it was, and then 5 minutes later we go and concede. It's just that naivety of the squad. I think all season we've just had these silly unforced errors. Like, but you're thinking if you're professional football, you can't pass it 10 yards. Like, just passing out a player when it's so easy. And hopefully Sellers can sort of cut this out, because we've seen it again last night as well. And Louis Coyle as well. I've given him his praise in the past, but he's been awful the past few weeks as well. But because he's the captain and from Hull, won't drop him. He just, every time he gets the ball, like, you think there's space to drive into, he'll just pass it back, and just frustrating to watch when we've got Cody Drammer on the bench. Arguably better going forward as well, but he's forced to play at left back when he does play, because obviously Coyle, you know, managers think he's undroppable, and some of the fans do as well. It's like, I don't know.
It sounds like you hate your legend Louis Coyle to me, mate.
No, I don't hate him, but I think there comes a point where you got to drop a player like when they're playing bad, regardless of whether the captain or from the city. Like,
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Who have you got at the weekend then, mate? Are you looking for
Coventry away. Yeah. So
Frank Lampard's Coventry, they must now be known, mate. Yeah. They got beat actually by West Brom last night as well, didn't they? Yeah. So he's had a bit of an indifferent start. Are you confident against them?
I mean, with our recent record there, it's not too bad, to be fair. Like, so I think we can go there and give them a good game. It's hard to tell now because it was obviously going to have like a couple of days more to work with the players. So that'd be good. Yeah. I think, obviously Casey Palmer against his former club as well. So fancy a bet, get that on. But yeah, he's probably the player I was most impressed with last night. I've already said it, but it was.
Did he get frozen out by Volta as well?
He was in and out. He wasn't starting. Like, he was mostly on the bench and then coming off. But he's just a proper championship player, like proper powerful attacking midfielder. When he gets the ball, he just glides forward and he's like got that strength that we lack as well, like that upper body strength where he can stand off players. And I think he's probably solidified his place in there now, which is good. And then he obviously got Regan Slater and Alzati next to him in midfield last night. I'd like to have seen like Hassan, a sort of like midfield destroyer, like someone that's just sits in front of that defence, breaks up play, like that would suit as well. But we don't have that at the minute, and it's telling sometimes because they can play through quite easy opposition, and that was the problem we had under Walter. But his style was just terrible; it just opened us up all the time. Whereas last night we actually looked like more solid, difficult to beat, weren't afraid to play it long as well. Like in the modern day now, where it's like, always play it around the back, weren't afraid to hit the channels, just to get yourself forward and stuff like that. So it was refreshing to see that. It felt like I was watching football from like 10 years ago, when it was better. But yeah.
Well, hopefully things start to look up for you, mate, because we missed having you on when you were turning it in, week out, mate. You know what I mean?
You don't normally hear someone as so optimistic when their team's just headed to the bottom. It's quite refreshing to hear, isn't it, really?
I think if Walter was still in charge, I'd be resigned to my fate. But I think there's more positivity now after last night's performance. I mean, from most of the fan base now, that knowing that if we have a decent window, we can turn it around. Like, I'm not expecting miracles. Like, I'll just be happy just finishing. I'd take 21st now, just keep staying in the division. But yeah.
Good stuff, man. I think you'll be. I think you'll be all right, man. I think you'll be all right moving forward for sure. Cool. I think, have we done everyone now? Have we gone through? We've got everyone predictions and stuff boxed off. Yeah,
I think we have. George, do you just think it's Leeds and Sheffield United top two, or do you think?
Yeah, I do.
You don't see Middlesbrough coming into argument, or no one else? Really?
No. Do you know what the problem is with Middlesbrough for me? Because the defence, mate. I think they create loads, but I think defensively they're all over the shop. I don't rate that Clark and Edmondson. I think if they had two decent ball playing centre backs, they'd be a lot better. So I don't know. I think they'll be too inconsistent. Sunderland keep drawing a load. I think their squad's young. They'll look very good next year. I think Sunderland with the right recruitment. Burnley, they just don't win enough. They'll draw too many for me. I think they don't go out to kill teams. I think they're very cautious. So you're looking at 1-0, 1-1, 0-0 for them every fucking week, near enough with Burnley. So I just think us and Sheffield United, there's a 3-point gap now, and I think that'll get bigger because, like Boxing Day, Burnley plays Sheffield United. Burnley have also got to play Sunderland. I think they drop points in them, so I think the gap to third will just continue to increase, and that's
I wasn't impressed at all.
Nah, well, mate, they beat us 1-0, right? Genuinely, but we battered them, and they just defended really well. They've got some good players.
Did you look at West Brom's run of results? They had 10 draws in 11 before last night.
Mental, innit? Yeah. I know, mental.
I think the thing is that as a Leeds fan, you're always going to get kind of arrogant, this, that, and other. But I'm not sure I see it that way. It's kind of you look at your squad, you look at your team, and you just think who's better out there. You've been consistent with that, Joe. I'm kind of looking at us from like a League One point of view, thinking it's not these players I probably won't want to see there, but squad wise, we've got loads of injuries. But I'm looking around thinking who else? Birmingham, maybe Wrexham, and so your expectations for your own team should be kind of a vibe. So it's a totally different mindset to kind of over years because we're normally kind of struggling and stuff as well. But it's like I think it's fair enough. I think the only thing is I think looking ahead, I was saying to me thinking bloody hell, Championship with this lot, it'd be But obviously, hopefully we get up and we could go again or what have you. But sign some players. But with you, I mean, sometimes you don't want to look too far ahead of the game. But with Sheffield United, would like you said, we're thinking, oh my God, here we go again, just getting absolutely battered every weekend. I mean,
I think that'll be the case for Leeds as well.
Look at the game, do you? But you want to.
That'll be the case for Leeds. They're getting battered every week. Let's be honest.
No, it won't, mate. No, it won't.
I love
Dan James on the wing. You just think cutting it, mate, in the Prem. Like,
give over, man. Give over. Have you seen him this season?
Yeah,
he's arguably the most informed winger in the league.
But you've seen that with Jack Clark last season, and he's terrible.
No, I hear what you're saying. That look, there's a massive overhaul needed at Leeds United. We'd need a lot. I think we'd need a new number 9. I think we'd need two new wing backs. There's a lot needed. I think the only place I'm comfortable with is the four midfielders.
Leicester last season, you looked at the squad and you thought, this is Prem minute. Like they didn't have to make many changes. Where I think with Leeds, like you got a few learned players as well. I think there'd be quite a big overhaul like in the Prem that can either go well or backfire. But you've seen how hard it is now for promoting teams to stay up. Like
it's getting
so hard. Like
bigger, isn't it?
we knew we was going to go straight back down, which is going to happen. And then obviously Ipswich are doing okay, but it's like you expect them to probably go finishing.
Do you think any of the promoted teams will stay up? I think Leicester could now.
Leicester
I think Leicester could.
Vardy's doing the business, and he's
still making a difference. Vardy, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
As much as
8 in Jan as well.
Yeah.
Is this the last season for you with parachute payments?
No, it'd be the next one.
Next season.
Yeah.
So are you worried about that?
Because I think we'll go up, Ash. Honestly, I'm not. I'm genuinely not concerned.
I'm just thinking if you don't, next season the pressure will be on massively, won't it?
Yeah, well, we made the most money in Europe. We sold the most players in Europe in the summer. We sold Somerville. We sold Rutter. That was nearly like 70-odd million. We sold Gray for 50. We sold a lot of players. Then we got rid of like Llorente, all these other ones that, so we sold the most. So the fact that we did that, I think, again, next year, like Tanaka looks, I don't know if you've seen him yet, folks, the little Japanese lad in midfield, but oh my God, he's amazing. So
these Japanese players that we're seeing now, like, are just great at it. Like, obviously, Hashi for Blackburn. Like,
Takamoto at Coventry as well, I think, is it? There's a few now, so yeah. But Tanaka's just amazing. Yeah, so we'd have to sell again, and then you're looking at youth and stuff, aren't you? Then hoping they come through with maybe a few sprinkles. But yeah, I am pretty confident that we go up.
Who's the most valuable asset in your squad now? Is it Nonza, or like in terms of like obviously because of his age as well and potential? Like
maybe. Ramazani's very good, but he's been injured. To be honest, I've been disappointed with Nonto, if I'm honest, because he is above this. I feel like, anyway, we saw it in the Premier League. I was expecting something akin to Somerville, and I've not really seen it yet. So I thought a lot of last season was down to him wanting to turn it in and wanting to move and stuff. But, I've been disappointed with him. But you would probably say, on him. But Tanaka's mad. I think Tanaka will already be getting watched by the likes of Brighton and stuff, because all they do is look at statistical data in it and for all the statistics. I can't believe he was playing in the German second division for as long as he was. I think he's just unbelievable.
How old is he like?
I can't tell you off the top of my head, mate. I'll have a look though. Ao Tanaka is 26. But yeah, he's different gravy.
And then Saturday 3 o'clock game.
Saturday 3 o'clock. I know, first one we've had for a while, and I think we get as next one is New Year's Day against Derby. I think. It's great in it, Sky TV.
Actually, what all that carry on about Blackburn fans in that bottom tier not being allowed? There's some balls across them. What was going on there?
I don't. I've not seen it. I saw a picture on social media that someone said they weren't letting them out on the main through thoroughfare on the bottom of the Leppings Lane end. But I don't know. I don't know what. Honestly, I haven't seen anything about it. But anything that happens on that stand is always big news in it. Unfortunately.
you know what? It's like obviously yours and Leeds' grounds is like I don't know what to say, but it's like traditional old school grounds. But part of me thinks if it turns into just a soulless ball, you lose a lot, don't you? But it does need some work done on it, though, doesn't it? Ash?
Yeah, it does. I was gonna. Sorry, Joe. Obviously,
No, go on, go on.
I was gonna ask this about you guys because I didn't know if we had a spare 5 minutes because there's been a lot with Wednesday fans. Our away fans, fantastic. Some of the atmospheres away is great. We do sell out virtually every away, and it's fantastic. Home is totally different. The atmosphere at Hillsborough is awful. 99 times out of 100. Is that the same for you guys at home as well? Is that just a league thing rather than because what I was going to say is obviously the atmosphere in a bowl type of a newer stadium is a little bit better. I went to Coventry last season and their home, it was fantastic. But because of the way Hillsborough's built and we are 4 separate stands, the corners are just shy.
It drowns out, doesn't it? Drowns out the
yeah. It is, but it's just the thing where the manager mentioned it a couple of weeks ago as well about the home atmosphere and the fans getting. Is it the same at your?
I mean that Tim Walter was saying calling our fans basically shit. To be fair, when was it home fans? But then you only have to look at what was going on the pitch, serving up shit football. We've had three home wins in the calendar year. It's the worst. I don't know if it's the worst in our history, but it's the worst in donkey's years. Like 3 home wins all year. It's just no wonder no one's screaming and shouting from the hilltops. What is this shout about? Do you know what I mean? So it's like you don't have a point there.
There's a big thing about there's a big thing of like the fans react to what happens on the pitch, and that gets the atmosphere. But then you get the manager and some players saying, "Well, we respond to the crowd," so it's like chicken and egg type of thing, isn't it? You want to see as fans, you want to see great football, you want to see goals, you want to see all the excitement on the pitch.
Players, personally, I think it's on the players because there was no fans during COVID, was there? Like, where was the excuse then? Still turning up, didn't they? So it's like
it's a good point.
I just wanted to say standing could change stuff though. Mansfield had it. It's really weird in this like old stand. They had some safe standing, and when I go to Germany, it's like it's unbelievable. You've got like a big. I'm thinking I booked a seat here. It's like no, it's like a massive, just a terrace and stuff. And I think what I've noticed this year in League One, there's been a few grounds where you can stand and you can just rock up when you want, and it's like old school kind of because. You know, when you're sat with people you don't like, and maybe I'm just making easy excuses for shit atmospheres, but it does. My head is you take a pump, maybe get a season card in another section of the ground, then you kind of with people that don't, and stand up and sit down, and I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said about trying to get these safe standing. I know there's a few grounds done it, and there's Leicester done it.
We have it in Cop, certain parts as well. They brought it in.
Coventry have got it. Portsmouth, they've done their away end when this season. They've got it. I personally liked it. But, I mean, I know Hillsborough will always be hard to probably come up with that sort of stuff. So I don't think we'll see it at Sheffield Wednesday. But that could add to an atmosphere again. You have guys and girls with fans stood there all game, and it may feel like an away game because a lot of our fans stand up at every away game, all 90 minutes. I'm sure it's the same for a lot of you guys, away fans. For me, I'd have it. Yeah, I've enjoyed it when I've been to away grounds that have had it. I think QPR have got it on the last 2 rows or last 3 rows of their upper stand.
We've got that now, just on the last 3 rows because some safety issue apparently. So last 3 or 4 rows, only in the away end, not in the home end, just in the away end. It's just got safe standing. They've safety apparently.
Yeah.
I think English football's got a problem with it, to be honest with you. Look, you watch some of the bigger games, you think it's like Manchester Derby this week, and they'll be singing about 115 child, but it's pretty. It's no like, I don't know. It's a shame really because I like to compare it to foreign, but I know Germany's always a bad example because it's very unique. But it's just honestly, I'm watching games where teams get beat 2-0 at home in second division, like 19th in the league, and it's non-stop. It's just like it's non-negotiable. The sing, win, lose or draw. Where with those, it's heavily. I bet you could probably walk. I know you say atmosphere's a great job. I bet it's that Derby game pretty late on it where you've done your job, game's over.
Yeah, no. To be honest, there's been a lot of complaints about Ellen Road's atmosphere this season. To be honest, I think
it's expectation, though. I think.
Yeah,
as well, isn't it?
the 2 games it's been decent has been Sheffield United and Middlesbrough, but there's jeopardy, there's nervousness. Both were night games as well, Friday and a Tuesday. So it's like, well, you know, when it's early kickoff like at Preston away, everyone's still half a fucking sleep, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is shite, Preston away.
It's just early kickoffs now at like half 12.
Yeah,
Too many, yeah.
there is, man.
Yeah,
This guy ruining it.
The club are going to obviously announce their season tickets, before Christmas, like every year they do. But like
Merry Christmas, you season tickets.
On forums and WhatsApps and things like that, it's like I might not renew my season ticket. 1, the price is going to be ridiculous. It's because it's Sheffield Wednesday. But 2, people are seriously looking at the times of kickoffs because I know this is the first season of these, so they've got a bit of a gauge this season of what you can't, what might happen, what might not happen.
Yeah,
and just the amount of 12, because 12:30 is no good, because if your family and your kids play football, Saturday morning football, it's a pain, isn't it? Like same with Sunday, and then midweek, if your family, you don't want to take it. It's just the amount of different times: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Seen the Prem though? Sunday, 7 p.m. There's 2 7 p.m. kickoffs on the Sunday. Like Super Sunday, where you usually get 2 games, is free. It's 2 games on 7 p.m.
Who's like, I don't know which games they are, but surely the away fans for that, it's going to be a killer.
The game actually.
Well, that Everton Peterborough game, FA Cup, that sums it up. They wrote a letter, but it's just like pissing it wind, aren't you? They're not give a toss, do they? That Peterborough fans.
Also, be Brentford and Southampton v Tottenham. That's 2 games.
It's like Coventry Wednesday on a Saturday, 6 o'clock on a FA Cup. It's like it's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
I think we've got Doncaster Rovers at 12:30 on a Sunday. Who's
just shiting it? Who did you get in FA Cup anyway?
Doncaster.
We got Doncaster. We got Harrogate.
You got you got a good tie there. That's what I wanted, Harrogate. So just someone that away. We always get a crap home tie. Like Doncaster.
Harrogate.
We always get bloody Coventry. By the time we play them, we'll have played them 6 times in 14 months.
No.
This is no replays for you to play them again.
Well, yeah, there is that, but yeah.
But honestly, I could get me going all day on this, Ash. But when they say, but they give you notice, to Sky. So no bollocks, give us notice. We don't. Who cares? It's like it's rubbish.
It's still a shit time, isn't it? 6 o'clock Saturday night. I mean, all right, it's Coventry, so it's just a couple of hours away. It's not the furthest journey you could make, but you're still going to be coming out of there at 8 o'clock and then getting home. And
the people in Mauritius want to watch it, Ash. Don't forget that.
That's what they've said, yeah. I think,
unbelievable, isn't it?
The Wednesday massive all over the world, isn't it? That's what it is.
Wow. Good.
Are you still in the FA Cup?
We didn't bother with that. We're doing Virtue Cup. Virtue Cup.
It's all about the virtue, yeah.
FA Cup.
You don't even know if he's still in it or not.
Tamworth, the service station, mate.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Every time Matt loses, it's like, it's all right. It's all on the Virtue Cup, man.
We're out of that. There's a B team cup or something. I think there's a B team cup, so I'm up the B team there.
Didn't you get to the final a few years ago, Matt? Was that?
Yeah, I don't think we've lost in this competition since 2019.
I remember Barry Chuckle come on back of a moped with Papa John's.
Yeah, they had Barry Chuckle and Tim Vine, who apparently is a Sutton fan.
That's it. Yeah.
One brought ball, one brought trophy.
As long as Joey on road, never mind Barry Chuckle. That's where it's for me, mate.
So you can tell what age group this couple of tracks.
Yeah.
Barry Chuckle and Tim Vine, man. So like, oh god. So were they brought it into the stadium?
Yeah, so one brought the ball from one corner and one brought the trophy from another corner, and then they met in the middle, and it was just Tim Pot. It's a Tim Pot trophy. Tim Pot. You know what I mean?
There's no remote control cars in that trophy, is there?
No, they can't afford remote control cars. No.
Does he get to games? Because there's only one Chuckle brother now, isn't there?
I
Right.
doubt. I don't think it gets to too many now. No, I think he's honorary life president or something like that. So he's
Right.
still
Let me
around.
laugh, these celebrity fans. Don't get to games, but if you get to a playoff final like Patrick
Oh, yeah.
Stewart, oh, he's there, mate. Oh, beam me up, Scotty. Where were you, mate? Lincoln away. Nowhere, brother.
Yeah, we had that with Jermaine Jackson. Is a Wednesday night apparently, and David Garrido of Sky Sports.
Oh,
Jermaine Jackson has him on at Jackson 5.
Yeah, Jackson 5. Yeah.
He's a Wednesday fan.
He's a Wednesday night apparently. Well, you know, it probably said a tweet something, and then obviously got locked onto it. But yeah,
the most famous Hull fans are El Sephora from Twitter.
Oh, yeah, man.
Have you seen that?
All right, I have some.
It's the games as well. Speaking of games.
End the show, Joe. It's
It's a beauty. Right, we will. We've done an hour. Amazing. Great as always. Make sure you check out the Wednesday week New York talk. He takes that chance. And to Hull and back. And of course, the Sheffield United way as well. I haven't forgot. We will be back next week, hopefully, for wins all across the board for us all. Apart from Blades, actually, we don't want them to win, but the rest can win for me. So.
Yeah, I agree on that one, Joe.
Yes, I know. I thought you would. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.